So who makes the best subcompact compact drill driver? Like normal, I'm going to run through all the available batteries here on the dyno, and we'll come back and look at the data. Now I did go ahead and grab max dB. This is 2 feet away from the drill. The Dewalt there coming in the lowest, and Metabo the highest. So on the drill dyno here, like normal, going to do 3 pulls each per battery per drill. I'll show you the best performance run per drill. Makita, 6 amp hour battery. Now we look at torque on low, no real big changes here between the batteries. And pretty much the same can be said here for max watts out, with the kit battery providing 321 and the 6 amp hour providing 383. Bosch, 8 amp hour battery. Torque wise, you do get a little bit of boost there going from the 2 amp hour to the 4, but yeah, pretty much the same between the 4 and the 8. And of course, with this drill, we cannot actually use that 12 amp hour. Watts wise, pretty much the same can be said. As you go up in amp hours, performance does climb. Ridgid R8701, 8 amp hour battery. The Ridgid Subcompact Gen 1, no surprise, did the best with the 8 amp hour max. So the torque pretty much evens out once you get 2 amp hours and above. You definitely want to stay away from that 1.5 amp hour. Watts wise, it gradually climbs, going up in amp hour with that highest performance with the 8 amp hour max. Ridgid R8701-2, again with the 8 amp hour battery. Torque was a little bit lower here, which is interesting compared to the Gen 1, but it is pretty much the same here. Looking at the watts, on the other hand, now this is higher than the Gen 1, but with the same gradual climb all the way up to that 8 amp hour. Flex, 10 amp hour stacked lithium. Now the torque is pretty much the same between the 2.5, 3.5, and 5, but it does climb a little bit using anything above the 6 amp hour. Watts as well definitely get a decent boost above that 5 amp hour battery. Dewalt DCD 794, 9 amp hour flex volt. Now I'm also going to show the Dewalt here with the 5 amp hour power stack. That's a more ideal scenario. Torque wise, really doesn't matter what battery you're running. Watts on the other hand, yes, there is a benefit to running the power stacks or the flex volts here over the 2 amp hour kit battery. The Milwaukee, 12 amp hour. Decent boosted torque when you're using that 12 amp hour high output over that 2 amp hour kit battery. And almost double the performance in watts out. Now keep in mind, Milwaukee claims here that that new forged battery is supposed to provide the same amount of power as the 12 amp hour high output. So it'll be interesting to see if that's true, and if it is, that's definitely going to give this drill a good boost. Now Metabo, I previously tested this in another video, but I did add the 3 amp hour and 4 amp hour in here. Torque wise, it was pretty close to the 2 amp hour. Watts wise, pretty much the same as well. Now here's that torque with the kit battery with Dewalt, first gen Ridgid, and the new Milwaukee. And here's max torque with the best battery. Metabo moves up to first. Now we look at max power with the actual kit battery. Flex here comes out on top, followed by Metabo, the second gen Ridgid, Dewalt, Milwaukee, first gen Ridgid, Bosch, and Makita. Things do change a bit when we put the best battery option. So Metabo now moves to first, Flex in second, Milwaukee, Dewalt, second gen Ridgid, first gen Ridgid, Bosch, and Makita. Now if you're looking for specs, I put this table together with all drills I have tested. I'll cycle through these, pause it if you're interested on any of these tables. The same thing goes for the test results here. So overall, what's my thoughts? Well, Makita here did come in last. Out of the bunch, it seems like it is the most compact. I will say I would prefer this over the larger frame previously tested, but overall, yeah, lowest performance-wise. Bosch, kind of the same story here. Nothing real great. You can pick it up for $9.99 as a kit with a 2 amp hour. Yeah, I'm not real impressed with it. I would have liked to use that 12 amp hour, but Bosch doesn't want you to do that on the smaller drills. Ridgid, decent performance for the money. It is worth noting that the new Gen 2 housing is a little bit bigger than the Gen 1 here. You can kind of see that on camera. Yes, you do gain higher performance with Gen 2, but yeah, we noticed higher torque actually with Gen 1. But I will say, I don't think Gen 1 would last very long from my testing. After I did a few pulls with it on the dyno, it started to get hot pretty quick, and it seemed like the coating on the actual winding was starting to melt from the smell. So let me know in the comments below if you have this drill and how it's worked for you. I'd be curious. But I'm assuming that's why this housing is a little bit bigger, and you have a much bigger fan here in the back to keep this motor cool. Dewalt DCD 794. Now, originally I did fail the first one I had there, so it is a little bit concerning, but it was pushed pretty hard on the dyno, I will say. It's a decent option if you're gonna run it with the power stacks. To me though, I would probably just spend the extra money and get the DCD 800. Definitely a heavier drill in my book. Full steel chuck there as well. So now when we take a look at the top three here, it gets a little bit more tricky. I'm gonna put the Milwaukee in third. I really think we need to wait and see what kind of boost we can get with that forged battery. If it's anywhere near this 12 amp hour, yeah, it'll be pretty good in that small compact form. Now I do want to show you a weird thing here with the Milwaukee with the 2 amp hour kit battery. Now I will say performance wise, we did see quite a boost going from the 2801 to the new 3601. And the overall length here shrunk quite a bit as well. The new one also has a larger opening here for the fan for cooling. And another difference, it went from plastic here on the clutch adjustment to metal here. But overall, definitely a decent upgrade. But until we get that new battery, I'm going to put it in third place. Now to me, this is really tricky here. Yes, the Metabo had the highest performance, but with the Flex paired with that 10 amp hour stacked lithium, it was right there close. This 2.5 amp hour kit battery provides the best bang for the buck. If you're just going out, gonna buy the kit, and you want the best of the best for your money, yeah, the Flex is the way to go here. But the Metabo brings the highest performance, and what I didn't mention in that other video is it does have kickback control, which they call RFC. So there you have it. Hopefully you found this video useful. Yeah, I'm gonna say I would pick one of these three at the top here. Best value gonna be the Flex or the Metabo here. Let us know in the comments if you have any of these and how they're performing. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.